What's up, guys? So I recently heard a message while I was down in Dallas. I was at the upper room, and the pastor who was preaching, he gave a message on how Jesus wasn't in a hurry when he was here on the earth. And he took a look at a couple stories where there were seemingly urgent matters, urgent ministry opportunities, if you will, where Jesus, he didn't feel that urgency that the other people did. And so he took a look at those, and he looked at the first story that he looked at was whenever Jairus comes to Jesus, and he goes, "Jesus, my daughter is dying. Would you come? I know if you come that she will be healed." So Jesus is like, "All right, I'll come." Well, he begins to go, and he's on his way, and the woman with the issue of blood comes up to him and grabs the hem of his robe. Well, Jesus stops, and he turns, and he's, who touched me, and they figure out who touched him, and you can just imagine Jairus and the rest of the boys, the disciples who know what they were about to do. They're like thinking, "Man, who cares who touched you? Like, everyone's here. There's an urgent matter. Like, Jairus' daughter's gonna die." But Jesus, he wasn't in a hurry. He had time to turn and to minister to this woman who had this issue of blood, and it was awesome, right? And one thing that I was struck by Jesus is well, first of all, like I said, he wasn't in a hurry, but he was confident that he could fulfill his purposes and what he wanted to do, whether or not it was right now or if he was confident in who he was and what he was going to set out to do. And so then, like, the second story he looked at was Lazarus. Whenever he goes and his, there's a report, his friend Lazarus is sick, he's dying, you have to come save him. I know if you come, then there will be you can heal him. Well, what does Jesus do? He waits 2 days before actually going to see Lazarus, and by the time he shows up, he's 4 days late. Jesus wasn't in a hurry, but he was confident in himself and what he was going to fulfill. I just thought that was really interesting. They looked at a couple other passages, but I've just been thinking, okay, Jesus wasn't in a hurry like we often we are. I want to be more like Jesus, and I was thinking, and what's one thing that really just like screams you're not in a hurry? I think one thing is going on a walk. I've recently just started going just going outside and putting my headphones in and going on a walk. And I have other things I could be doing, but there's something so beautiful about just submitting yourself to the timing of the Lord, or not being in a rush for things, and giving the Lord space, just giving him space in our day to speak to us and put things on our minds. Sometimes we get so caught up in busyness in the church, the rat race of the Christian life that it can be sometimes, or the busyness in ministry. Man, there's something about I love when Moses in Exodus 3, he came across the burning bush. It says, he said out loud, "I will turn aside and I will seek out why this bush is burning and not being consumed." There's something about turning aside, taking some time and reflecting and going deep in a situation, or just letting the Lord do what he wants to, or just submitting yourself in the timing of the things in your life to his timing. I don't know, I'm throwing lots of different thoughts out at you. Hope it's encouraging to you. I want to encourage you guys, go on a walk when there's other things you could be doing. It's just, there's something cool about it. I feel like Jesus when I do it. Okay. Bless you guys. Bye-bye.